Hello everyone, this is JFK from JFK Cards, and we're going to talk about PWE. What does someone mean when they say they'll ship PWE, and how do you go about doing it? So there are three ways that I've seen it done. I use these occasionally, and I'll show you my favorite. So first of all, PWE is plain white envelope. So this is a business size envelope, typically what I would use to do PWE. And I take a piece of cardstock. So this is heavier than normal paper. I take a piece of cardstock and I cut out two pieces of cardstock that are roughly the size, just a little bit smaller than a business envelope. And when I take those, I take the cardstock and I take a top-loaded baseball card with a penny sleeve. And usually when I'm doing a PWE, I just put a little piece of tape over it like that. I set the card on the cardstock, and you can see that you can easily fit two of these on here, so I will do two. Many people will do 3, 4, 5, or many more cards. I like to only do 2 or 3 with PWE. I always put the opening of the top loader to the center, and then I tape that down with some more blue tape. So I will tape it down on the top. I will tape it down on the back end. And if I'm doing 2, I will do the same. I'll put the second card here. I will tape that second card to the top of that one, and then I will tape the other end. And again, what we're trying to do is just solidify the cards. Then I take the second piece of cardstock and I put it right over top, and I tape the borders. Again, you don't need to overdo the tape it a lot, but what you're trying to do is make a nice smooth surface so that when it goes in the envelope is smooth and doesn't have sharp edges that can snag or otherwise end up catching on the postal equipment. We're going to ship it non-machinable, but we want to make sure that if it does get to a machine, it doesn't get caught anyways. So you'll see now we have our cards. They're in this nice smooth package, and we can take this and put it in our envelope and address it to be sent. I encourage you to address it before you stuff the envelope, because otherwise you may have difficulty. The second thing that you're going to do is that you are going to use 2 kinds of stamps. The first stamp that you would use would be a non-machinable stamp. They generally look like these butterflies. And you put this on, you mark the envelope non-machinable, and they don't run them through the normal machine, so they're not likely to get damaged. The second is you may need an extra ounce stamp. These are, you'll see on these stamps that they say additional ounce, and you add that additional ounce, and that allows you to ship up to 2 ounces in an envelope. I encourage you to weigh your envelope. If it weighs more than an ounce, make sure you add an additional ounce to it. The combination of these two is usually good for 2 to 4 cards. Again, I don't like to put more than 3 in my PWEs, but everybody's a little bit different. And these postages work for the other 2 solutions as well. What is our second choice? Well, you'll find that when people say PWE, often they will do something like use a greeting card. Here's a Halloween greeting card here. They will do something very similar and they'll take their top-loaded card as a sample. And again, I like to just put a little bit of tape over the top, but they will tape it to the inside of the card. And this one, I'm sure I could tape 2 in, but I'm only going to do 1 for the sake of this exercise. They tape it into the card. Now, when they close the card, they can take their card envelope and put the card, the greeting card or the birthday card or thank you card or whatever, put it in a normal envelope and seal it, and then apply the same kind of postage. That's option 2. Option 3, and much newer but also very well respected, are these shell mailers. And there are several different versions out there, but you can use this shell mailer to create your PWE very similarly. Again, you take 1, 2, 3 top-loaded cards. I like to seal them up, but if I'm using the shell mailer, quite often what I will do is use a small team bag, and I will put my cards in the small team bag, just using one I had here on my desk for the sake of argument. But I will take the team bag, and this one's already been sealed, so I apologize for the difficulty. And I will put my card in there. And once I slide it in, I will seal it, and that helps to keep the card protected as well. Then I will put that into my my shell mailer, any note I want to put in with it, and then I will peel this piece of tape off and close it. Now, lots of people like to seal these with more than just the adhesive, and that goes for me as well. I put a piece of packing tape across here, but you want to make sure that you don't put the packing tape across this tear strip, which allows them to open it. So you're going to tape it across the bottom here in a way that leaves that tear strip so that it can be easily torn. So I take my piece of tape and I make sure that I put it over the bottom of the envelope, but not across the tear strip, so that when the item arrives at its location, you can still use the tear strip to open and pull your card out. And again, put your address on the card before you load the cards in, so you'd put that on the front. And then the same postage applies, a non-machinable stamp and an extra out if it's necessary. Hope you enjoy this. Hope it helps you understand PWE. If you have any questions about this or different ways to do it, please respond to the video and I'll get back to you. Thanks.